Yes, just wanted to show you something interesting that I found here. Um, Looking at gold, as we know, gold has been ripping since it bottomed out here in 2022. Um, right around the same time, a little bit before Bitcoin bottomed out, it's been ripping, and it's been following basically global M2 and leading Bitcoin. So, but look at this move here. Last time it had a big move, it consolidated for a while, had a big move, consolidated for a while. But this massive move, we've seen it before, but let's just take a look here at some of these estimated moving averages. Look how far away we are from the 50, the 100, and the 200-day moving averages. Look how far away we are. This is the farthest away we've been since this move over here in 2020. You see that? And then what happened? It peaked out and it worked its way sideways slash down. How far down is that? Let's put a percentage on this. It worked its way down about 22%. Okay. Over a course of a period of almost 2 years. Of 2 years. So that's what happened from 2020 to 2022. If we're seeing the same thing happen now and gold is peaking out and goes sideways slash down until the moving averages catch up, similar to what we've seen here, similar to what we've seen here when they get really far away, it works its way down. What did what happened to Bitcoin when this happened last time? Well, let's do a Bitcoin overlay here. Boom. We got our BTC on there. We'll move it down here. I'll put it up here so we can see really well. And let's just stretch it out here so that it's easy to follow. All right. So once gold found its top, once it worked really far away from these moving averages, found its top and started working sideways, what did BTC do? Well, let's put a vertical line on there. Bam! BTC took off. Okay, so BTC found its bottom not too long after gold found its bottom. BTC worked its way up. We had COVID, so like it's hard to know what would have happened if COVID didn't happen, but probably something like that, right? It would have had a pretty good run from the bear market to the point where gold turned around. Well, we've had a pretty good run from the bear market to where potentially it really seems like it because it's so far away from the moving averages, where gold potentially, and I think there's a good chance that it happens, rolls over. Gold rolls over, works its way sideways, and eventually we'll find a bottom sometime, and these moving averages will catch up. In the meantime, what did Bitcoin do? What does Bitcoin do in a bull market when gold is going sideways? Bitcoin has historically taken off. So I expect to see something like that. Um, you think about what we have coming up macro wise. We have liquidity growing. We have rate cut coming tomorrow. We have rate cut coming in December. It's a rate cutting cycle. So we have rate cuts uh, Q1 2026 scheduled in. And then what happens in Q2? Well, Powell's out and Trump puts in another Fed chair who's going to be bullish and aligned with what Trump wants. And Trump wants low rates, liquidity. Why does he want it? Well, look what's coming up at the end of 2022. Sorry, at the end of 2026. He's got midterm elections. They want the economy roaring, ripping, roaring for midterm elections. So does this bull run, do they just manufacture and push this bull run right up until November next year? Do we have another year of bull run? I think the chances are pretty good because that's what controls it. They control it by rates. Maybe they get rates down to zero between now and then once he has control over the Fed. I don't know. But things are lining up to be incredibly bullish. There's a lot of people that think that it's the end. It like, that doesn't make sense at all. We look over at the or we look over at the business cycle. Let me just turn Bitcoin off here for a moment. We look over at the business cycle, and we're we're still in contraction down here. We have all the way up here to go. And if it works out to be similar to these runs and we're actually just getting started, the top comes in sometime in around here. All right. Sometime in 2026, late 2026, possibly. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out. Um, I think there's lots to be excited about. I don't think there's any data showing us that uh, this cycle is going to be over in a month or 2 months or 3 months. But this is just my opinion, but I'm basing it on data and upcoming events and just rate cuts, liquidity, there's so many big events that are coming up with the Clarity Act regulation and bank deregulation for pumping liquidity through debt creation. I think it's going to be a crazy wild 2026. I really do. I don't know how long it's going to last. So we got to be watching all the different indicators. We got to be Menno and me and John we're working on blockchain decoded. So that'll help us to really keep track of where we are in the cycle and what we should do. Um, but yeah, there are some incredible tools in there, so it's going to be worth looking at for sure. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm excited. It's late. Uh, Talk to you guys soon.